Story tonight here at 10. It is a horrific case out of Cherokee County. This father and mother charged with murder in the death of their own 14-year-old daughter. The sheriff and coroner are calling it the worst case of child abuse they've seen since being elected. Officials say David Eugene Baynard and his wife, Bobby Jo Baynard, did not get proper medical care for their daughter, who was unable to care for herself. And while the coroner and the sheriff say this is a horrific case of child neglect and abuse, one of the family members we spoke to says she can't believe her brother and sister-in-law would kill their own. Fox Carolina's Matt Kaufax live in front of the Cherokee County Coroner's Office with the reaction from them. And
is the absolute worst case of child neglect I've seen in my 15.5 years as coroner of Cherokee County.
Coroner Dennis Fowler says he, along with the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office, was called out to Spartanburg Regional shortly after a 14-year-old girl with disabilities passed away on April 11th. Investigators say they were told by hospital staff that the girl, who had a variety of disabilities and health problems, showed signs of abuse and neglect.
It was very clear and obvious to me once I began my examination of this handicapped child that there had been severe neglect from the caregivers. Her personal hygiene, both long-term and short-term, had been ignored by the caregivers. It was also evident of poor living conditions.
David Eugene Baynard and his wife, Bobby Jo, who officials say drove their daughter to the hospital themselves when she was unresponsive, are behind bars tonight on murder charges. Sheriff Steve Mueller says more charges could be coming.
These are the type of cases that truly pull on our heartstrings.
Mueller says as a part of their investigation, deputies served a search warrant at the Baynard home on Camp Ferry Road in Gaffney. He says what they found was horrific. Urine and feces everywhere, plus infestations of flies, maggots, roaches, and more.
Conditions in this home required the officers in our crime scene unit to don Tyvek suits along with respirators in order for them to process the scene for evidence.
Both Fowler and Mueller say they have no doubt the lack of care contributed to health conditions that eventually killed this child. But a relative says she disagrees.
My brother and my sister-in-law loved this little girl. They loved her with all their heart. They gave up so much. I mean, you know, a lot over the years to take care of her.
Diane Tate, sister of David Baynard, says she believes her brother and sister-in-law would never intentionally hurt their daughter. She says she hasn't been to the home in almost 2 years because of COVID-19 risks, adding that the family told her to stay away on doctor's orders.
There's no law in this world that can make me believe that my brother and his wife would kill their daughter.
And again, that's Matt Kaufax reporting, having some technical issues with his live shot tonight. But the coroner does say after an autopsy, it was apparent to him that the family had not went for medical care for their daughter for months, possibly even more than a year, and she needed daily medical care.